Well, the big day is upon us, but don't worry, you still have time to complete your annual Thanksgiving audit. Now, take a look at the form. This is what you'll need to complete. These are the questions before you. Take a look at it. Should be simple enough, but I will direct you through them. So take a look at this. I know looking at the whole form might seem a little intimidating to you, but don't worry, I'm here to help. I'm going to guide you through it, give you directions on every line of the annual Thanksgiving audit, so don't worry. Let's start at the top. Your name. Your name. Last name first. Last name. Think about that. What does your last name say about you? Your last name's important. It has history to it. It has a legacy with it. It's a part of who you are, where you came from. Last name, write it down. And if you're married or widowed, male or female, write down both names because you've been grafted onto another story, another family. So write down every name that can apply as a last name. Then, first and middle name, important. First and middle name were the names used when you were baptized. That's your Christian name, your first and your middle name. So those are important. And where do those names come from? Maybe you were named for a pretty sound. I don't know. Maybe you were named for someone. Think about it for a moment. Your name means something about you that it doesn't mean for anyone else in the world. Do you like your name? Are you comfortable with your name? Write down your name, first and middle, along with your last. Address. Where do you live? And what does that place have to do with who you are? How are you shaped by the place you call home? And while you're on that line, keep writing. Where else have you lived? What other places have you called home? What are the places that you give thanks for having been? And what are the places you're glad you've left behind? Write them all down there, put them all down, and then finally add this. An embrace of a loving God. You live always in the embrace of a loving God. Line 3 is phone. I don't want there your phone numbers. Don't put your phone numbers. Put the numbers of the people you're glad you can phone. Maybe the ones you know you can count on. Anytime, day or night, you could call them if you needed to. Oh, yeah, and add these numbers to that line too. The numbers of the people you need to call before this year ends, or maybe even before this day ends. Whom do you need to call? Line number 4 is age. Now, I'm going to go ahead and answer this one for you. Write down present. You live in the present age, not the past, not the future. You have no control over those. You live right here and right now. But while we're on that line, also add to the line the number of years you've been on this earth, okay? And then take that number and multiply it by the moments of grace and wonder, moments of awe and revelation, moments when love has been shared with you. Multiply in also the lessons you have learned from the worst moments of your lives, and also how you have experienced in all of the moments that are all the years. Are you adding this up? Add in there also God's grace upon grace, always there, day by day, moment by moment. Got it? Okay. Now, number 5. Line number 5 is next of kin. These are the people who make you who you are. The ones you live with, either in your home or in your mind and heart. The people who have impacted you, who have helped you grow, who have shaped you, who have touched you with love. Next of kin. That's an important line. Now, sometimes these may be people with whom you share DNA. Or maybe it's a family and the kin of your choosing. But either way, these are the folks who make you who you are. Line 6 is religious affiliation. Here's what you need to put on that line. That God has chosen to affiliate God's self with you in Jesus Christ, who came into this world to share your life, to be with you in sorrow and in pain, in joy and in hope. Religious affiliation, God. Now, if you were thinking about church should have been put on line 5. So go back to line 5 and write in church. Okay, the next line is assets, and you may have to take a little time and dig a little bit to get all this together, but here's what I want you to list on that line. Put down, without using any dollar signs whatsoever, write down the things that you value most. What are the assets that make your days worth living? It might be a face you picture in your mind right now, or a whole gathering of faces. It might be the touch of a child's hand in your hand. It might be a song. It might be pictures in a box under your bed. What are the assets that mean the most to you, and what do you not want to lose among all those things? Employment. Simple enough. How do you employ your time? With what do you fill your days? What experiences bring you joy? What are the most fulfilling uses of your time? And finally, how can God employ you for God's kingdom in the world? Okay, line number 9, I know might be a little intimidating as you look at it. Debts. Don't worry, I'm here to help. I'm going to guide you through it. First of all, on that line, answer this question. From whom do all blessings flow? And then add this. Who has taught you what is important in life? Who has shared God's love with you? Who has given you a gift that you can never repay fully? Who has offered you words of wisdom and care and support and love when you needed them most? Who has taught you something that no one else could teach you, but now it's your ability to because they shared it with you? Those are your debts, and you've got to pay them back, you know. And so that brings us to the last line on the audit, and that's number 10, debt payment plan. There's only one way to pay back all those debts, and that's by sharing of yourself. Give yourself to someone else. Offer words of comfort and grace, signs of love and support. Teach someone else something you know so that they can carry it on from here. That's the only way to pay it all back, you know, is to pay it forward. So, take your time, complete the audit, and let me know how it goes. One other thing you have to write at the bottom. At the very bottom of the audit, when you are finished, when you have looked over it all, write these words. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and know that I am thankful for you.